Hello, and welcome to the Braille Institute of Santa Barbara. My name is Angela Navlin, and I'm the Assistant Regional Director for this beautiful center. We're so happy to have you here today. We are located at 2031 De La Vina here in Santa Barbara, and our phone number is 682-6222. Today we want to talk about our wonderful and free services. We provide services for people with vision loss. Here at Braille Institute, we seek to reinforce the confidence and self-esteem as well as opportunities for people with vision loss. We offer a wide variety of free programs and services that assist people in their ability to be independent. Some of our services include our Vista store, our library, and also low vision consultations. In addition, we have wonderful classes that teach independent living skills and also all types of creative arts and enrichment classes. We also teach orientation and mobility training for people who want to walk safely in their community. We have assistive technology classes for people that would like to use their computers to the fullest. Cooking classes. We have all types of classes in the community. People go bowling and golfing. We go to the YMCA. We do all types of activities and joys that people enjoy whether they can see well or not. So it is our hope that we give people the independence and the hope that they need to live a full and rewarding life. We also have counseling available. We have a counselor on our staff who provides free counseling, and we also have low vision support groups as well. Most of our people can see. It's interesting because people think about the Braille Institute, and generally they think of people who are, one, completely blind, and also people that just come to read Braille, the dots. In actuality, the majority of the people that come here, and that's over 93% of the people who actually come to Braille Institute, have remaining vision. They have usable vision. Most of our people here at the Braille Institute actually have remaining and usable vision. Only about 7% of the people that come to us have no vision. The majority of the people do have usable vision. And what we do is we show them how to maximize that vision most effectively through a variety of means. We have so many more classes that are offered that help people to do just that. As a matter of fact, if you walk around our center, you will notice that most people don't even appear to have any vision loss. So we really want to encourage people to come here as soon as possible when they are experiencing vision loss. The sooner they come, the better that they are to actually maximize their vision. Braille Institute is a private nonprofit organization. All of our programs and services are free of charge.
Hello, my name is Ronit Enolik, and I have been volunteering at the Braille Library for the last year, and I enjoy it very, very much. The people here are kind, and they see the volunteers and keep the volunteers in high regard.
Hey, I'm Nate Streeper. I'm the library coordinator here at the Braille Institute. I've been here for about a little over a year now. And what we do in the library is provide talking books to our patrons. The nice thing about books, once they're on tape, anybody can enjoy them by listening to them. Over here what we have are the mystery books. These are the same kind of books you'd find in your typical bookstore down the street. We get our books on tape about 6 to 12 months after they're published. It depends on the book. Some books, like for instance, Harry Potter #7, we got that right away, maybe 2 months after it came out. Other books might take a while. Sometimes they take a little over a year. But pretty much we have the same selection that you would find in a printed library. Mysteries are by far the most popular books here. I'm checking these out left and right to all my patrons. And as we go around the corner here, we have a romance section. You can tell they're romance books because they have little heart stickers on them. And around the corner again, we've got general fiction, historical fiction, classics. We've got a section for westerns and science fiction. And we also carry a lot of nonfiction, like biographies or historical books.
How many books am I looking at?
I have got enough room in my rather small branch library for about 6,000 talking books. And I have an inventory of about 9,000, so the other 3,000 at any given time are checked out to my patrons. This particular library serves the Tri-County area of Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura. And I get all my books from the Los Angeles library. That's our main branch. Throughout all of Southern California, Braille Institute libraries serve all the patrons in Southern California. There's another branch centered in Sacramento that does Northern California. And the books themselves, in these green boxes, they're all on tapes. They're always unabridged, unedited. The tapes themselves play at a slower speed, and they have 4 tracks instead of 2. So that way you can get that much more book onto one tape. Each tape lasts about 6 hours. This book here, Restless Giants by James T. Patterson, it's a piece of nonfiction he wrote. It's 5 cassettes long, and we have special machines that allow you to listen to all 4 sides of a tape. And this is one of the longer books. Most books are about 1 or 2, maybe 3 cassettes long. The books themselves we do get from the National Library of Congress, Services for the Blind and Handicapped. They're the ones who decide what goes on tape. And then basically the Institute in Los Angeles decides which ones they want to carry. And then based on which ones they carry, I carry a portion of theirs. So if I don't have something that a patron is looking for, then chances are I can find it in Los Angeles and have it sent to them in the mail from there. So I've got about 9,000 books, as I said, and they have about 900,000 books. So there's a very good chance that if I don't have something, then they do. One of the nice things about the library service is that we can provide the service for more than people who are visually impaired or legally blind. We can also serve patrons who have a reading disability like dyslexia, or people with a physical impairment that might keep them from reading a book, perhaps propping it up for long periods of time. There's even other ailments, like one of my patrons has an allergic reaction to paper. And so because of that, it's difficult for them to read printed material, and they're able to have an account here at the Braille Institute. We get a lot of donations for our facility. These are all books on tape that were donated by patrons. They're the kind of books that you'd find in a bookstore. There's many more where these came from. This is our computer room. And as you can see, if you're a PC fan, we do have Dells, and as well as Macintoshes if you're a Mac guy like me. We have a few programs that work on our computers, especially for visually impaired people. One program is called JAWS. It's a verbal component. It allows the computer to speak to you, to tell you what's on your screen. Another component is called Zoom Text. And basically, it blows the image up on the screen much larger than you can normally have it with regular resolution. So this is called a Brailler, which is basically a typewriter for writing Braille. With this machine here, basically, you can end up with a page that looks like this.
Hello, Dean. My name is Greg Benavides, and I am the Access Technology Specialist here at the Braille Institute in Santa Barbara, California. Anyway, today I'm going to demonstrate some of the equipment that I use here, and I teach others how to use. Just to let it be known, I used to be a student here at the Braille Institute. Let's see, this was about 16 years ago. In fact, I started coming here in December of 1991, and prior to that I had no typing skills, no computer skills. Prior to that, wherever my cane is now, I had no cane skills either, so everything when I first got here is I've learned since then. Okay, I use a program called JAWS, which stands for Job Access with Speech. Now, this actually gives me access to a PC computer. I'm going to hit the space bar, make sure this is on. Oh, I got a noise there.
Open edit combo, HT escape, desktop, folder view, list view, Microsoft Office Word 2003, 17 of 18. To move to items, use the arrow keys.
For most people, the screen reader I use here, the voice is just a little bit fast, so I can make it slower.
Slower, slower, slower.
That should be fine right there. Now here I'm at the desktop, and for most people, believe it or not, most people don't even know what a desktop is, but this is a window on the computer here that shows all these different places I can go. Now I can't see that, however my screen reader will tell me what icon it lands on. It'll verbally say it.
Talking typer for Windows.
Oh, talking typer.
Add-aware 2007.
Add-aware.
Kurzweil 1000.
Kurzweil. Now I can also hit the first letter of the alphabet that it starts with, and it'll go straight to it. For example, my documents, I'll hit the letter M. M again.
M, my documents.
There's my documents.
M, my computer.
And there's my computer. Now to enter that, to get into that, I just have to hit the Enter key.
Enter.
Without this screen reader, there's no way I could navigate this screen. But this does allow me to access it. Okay, now I'm inside my computer, and in order to get around in my computer, I just either hit the up arrow or down arrow on the keyboard. Now remember, a lot of people like me who have pretty much no usable vision, there's no way I could use a mouse. I cannot see the cursor on the screen at all, so it's inaccessible to me unless I use the keyboard. I can go back up.
CD-RW, drive left parent, F:/right parent.
Now everything that I personally do on a computer is 99% key commands or shortcut keys, which means I can hit almost any number of key combinations and make it do a certain thing or go certain places. For example, I can hold down the Alt and Control on the keyboard, hit the letter W, which I have told the computer to open up a Word document, for example.
Alt-Control-W, document 1-Microsoft Word, print view, edit.
There it is. Now I can actually type out my own document. And now this is a Microsoft command here. To save it, I just do Control-S, and then it tells me to give it a name. With this screen reader, I also have access to the internet. So if I wanted to go, say, do a search on Google, I can actually do that, for example.
Windows R, run dialog, /G, google.com.
And there's Google right there.
Enter.
Enter.
Google-Microsoft Internet Explorer, Google search edit.
Okay, I have to hit Enter to turn the Forms mode on.
Enter, Forms mode on.
Okay, I'm going to hit Enter.
Forms mode off,
Let's see
Enter.
what this finds.
Page has 10 headings and 65 links. Hotkeys using JAWS-Google search web. Link images, link maps. Link news. Link shopping. Link mail. Link more link. Link sign in. Space.
Alright, I hit the Control key, and that'll stop JAWS for talking momentarily. Now in order for me to go down arrow or to find those links, I have to down arrow using my keypad. Like I said before, I cannot use the mouse or scroll down, so I have to manually go down.
Link JAWS for Windows shortcut keys.
Ah, there's the first one. If I hit Enter on that, that'll take me right to it.
Enter. 2%. 100%.
Now that 2% and 100%
Page at JAWS.
was JAWS telling me that that's the percentage that it was by the time that screen loaded for me. So as soon as it said 100%, I knew that screen was loaded, or that page. Now for most people, this electronic voice, which is done by Eloquence, is very hard to understand at first, but it did take me a few years of getting used to it, and now I pretty much 100% rely on this voice, and for most people, it is difficult to understand.
So where can we pick up on this?
Now, this here, this nice little big monster item, is called a Braille embosser, and this one here is the Juliet Braille embosser, which means that it will make Braille on there on both sides of the piece of paper, so there'll be a front and back piece of the paper to take up less room.
12.doc. Chinese medicine.doc.
Ah, Chinese medicine.doc. I'm going to choose that one to emboss that for you. Okay, now I'm going to tell it to translate it.
Control T.
And now I'm going to tell it to emboss it.
Control E.
And let's see what happens.
Enter untitled print document 1. Edit.
I'm ready for the noise.
So what's happening now?
It is actually embossing that paper, or brailing it. There's another term. In fact, there's the Chinese medicine coming out right here. She's done now.
Okay, what's on the screen now?
You know, let me find out. I'm not sure. I'm going to do insert T, and it'll tell me what the title is.
Title is the Duxbury Braille Translator dash left bracket untitled Braille document 1 right bracket.
Okay.
Or spleen underline deficient right parent.
Ah, it's exactly, this is the text that it just brailled onto this paper.
Underline puffy tongue with possible scalloped. Underline edges. Underline with thick white underline coating.
Oh, okay. Apparently it's giving descriptions of certain kind of symptoms. I'm not sure what these symptoms are, but that's exactly what it brailled out right there.
All right. Each of those lines is what I heard the voice speak.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. But it's in Braille. Now, what a lot of people don't seem to understand is that Braille is, there's two grades of Braille that I'm familiar with, grade 1 and grade 2. However, grade 2 has a lot of contractions, which means a whole word has been broken down, like the word knowledge would just be the letter K. The word child would just be the CH contraction, which would be the number 1 and the number 6. It would take me a long time to describe how Braille works, but it's a little bit on the complicated side. So in other words, a real short story in print would actually take 2 or 3 pages in Braille if it were 1 page in print. Okay, what you're looking at now on the screen is exactly what you see in Braille on that piece of paper right there.
Yeah. All right. Got it. Hold on. Now, how do you read your email?
Ah, I can actually go to the same exact program I use to read my email. For example,
Accept type of Outlook Express.
go to Outlook Express. I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. Leaving menus. Start button to open. Press enter.
Here's the inbox, is where mail comes into.
Level 2. Outbox 2 of 5.
This is the outbox where most outgoing emails would be sitting.
Sent items.
Here's a copy of all the sent items. I can go in there if I wanted to.
Deleted items.
Deleted items. I can go in here and see all the emails that were deleted. So I do have access to all of this using Outlook Express.
Okay.
There is now, I'm going to show you another program if you don't mind.
Escape.
And you're going to find it has a much clearer voice, and this is called Zoom Text. Okay, Zoom Text is a PC computer program that actually magnifies what's on the screen, and it also has a limited screen reader on it.
5x,
Ah, here we go.
6x, 7x, 8x.
Believe it or not, this program actually repaints the whole screen. Even though it appears as magnified, it's actually redrawn and made so it does not pixelate, and it's crystal clear. Most people with macular degeneration or similar vision limits use this program to do what they need to do, including email. Now, I got to hit certain keys. I can make it scan to the left, I can make it scan to the right. And at the moment, I can't see what it's doing, but I'm assuming it is scrolling or scanning. Yeah, it is. Now I can tell. So that's very clear.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Amazing. No pixels.
None. And that's what it's designed for, not to be pixelated, to be crystal clear.
Perfect.
And this is called zoom text. See what little bit of vision I have, I can just barely see that moving. Okay, I see what. Yeah, I see that slowly moving to the left. I'm assuming it's going to dink once it stops. Because it's still moving, still moving. Wow, still moving. Ah! Somebody with halfway decent vision could probably read that as it's moving. And some people do read,
Tasks tab.
and some people do read their email this way. However, I can actually tell it to read it this way.
App Reader Tool. Hi Greg. Nicole is going to drop off the KNFB reader with you today. Here is a link to the documentation for it. The documentation is available in several different formats as you will see on this website. http://www.knfbreader.com info.html. Several different formats as you will see on this website. Aaron Gaston Infogroup, Incorporated. Your low vision store, 1794 East Main Street, Ventura, CA 93003V, 8.
You see how that voice was definitely much clearer?
We're going to the internet now?
Okay. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and close this email and go to the internet using zoom text. Okay. So tell me, if you were just, partially sighted or you couldn't read a screen without glasses, could you read it now? Could you yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very large print.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Yes, which is then that's what it's supposed to do.
Without glasses, it's great. Yeah.
Okay. See, and I can, if I hold down the Alt key and hit the right arrow, it'll scroll to the right.
It did.
Yes, and I can tell it's scrolling now. Now it must be the edge. I can scroll back to the left.
Yeah.
So, and it does scroll slow enough. Now, what else I can do with this program? I can also invert the color so it's a black background with white lettering. For some people, they see that better.
Oh, okay.
Including me. I can see white lettering on a black background better than I can see black on a white background.
Right.
So also with zoom text, I can enlarge the cursor and almost make it any shape you want, any color, pretty much anything, whatever works for the individual. And everyone is different who has different visual impairments.
Okay. Black background, you want to try that?
Sure.
Window Microsoft Word.
Yeah, we're on black
All right.
background.
Let's see what it does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to make it larger. So
2.5. 6x.
there it is. Okay. I had to tell it to go to the top. Now I can sort of see it. I can barely make that out up there, what's up there on the screen.
Okay.
If it were a little bit larger, I might be able to make it out. But for me, that is easier to see. If it were a white background with that lettering there and black, I wouldn't be able to make that out because the white would be blinding me.
Okay.
Well, when I first started coming here to Braille back in 1991, coming here was, for me, very scary. I didn't know what to expect. In fact, to be quite honest with you, when I first came through these doors, I thought the first thing they were going to throw at me was learning how to read and write Braille. Boy, was that the furthest thing from the truth. They didn't even show me that. Actually, I started with some therapy or sitting in a classroom where there was others where we all talked and discussed what we were going through, losing our vision, how scary it was, how to deal with family members who were either pushing or prodding to do this or dealing with family members who wanted me to go get surgery to fix my eyes, which doesn't exist, never has. Actually, some of the biggest helpful classes I took at that time was called Independent Living Skills, which meant it just sort of helped me to retrain me on how to pour water. Simple little thing like just signing my name on a check. I actually had to relearn that. I was so scared to do it because I couldn't see what I was doing. I didn't think it was possible. So I started taking some of these classes. Trying to think here. I actually came here for close to 5 years before I even started thinking about taking or learning how to read and write Braille. And the only reason I started doing that is because I found I could label my CDs, and it made it easier for me to keep track of those, my CDs and movies. Till this day, I still know people who've been coming here for years. They still take the independent living skills to learn simple life basic techniques. I also took at the very first was a class called O&M, which means orientation and mobility. I actually had to learn how to use a cane, which I despised at first. Now I totally rely on it. In fact, I'm real glad I learned it, because now that I know how to use it so well, it actually keeps me from getting hurt and makes it easier for me to get around. And now back to the denial stage. Everyone goes through that. I have yet to see anybody who hasn't. In fact, when they tell me they're not in denial and they're doing fine and all that, I don't believe them at all.
It smells so good. What are you making today?
We are making a leek sausage bow tie pasta.
Oh, leek sausage bow tie pasta. This lady here, Fortuna, is from Italy. She's from Italy, so we're cooking her wonderful recipes. I know, it's all in her head. It's all the recipes are in her head. She says she doesn't see the recipe.
Shoot us working.
So what are you guys up to here? What are you doing? What are we cooking
We
here?
just grated some cheese.
All right. And that's for
That's for Fortuna's turkey sausage pasta.
This is a cook and eat class.
And you're invited.
And they're busy working over here. Chuck and Rosa are very busy chopping, using their skills they've learned here.
Better to put in the pasta.
Afterwards, on top. Okay. Thank you.
They can still be as independent as they would like in their homes. We do cooking, we do home management, personal management. They learn the skills to be safe in their home and to have, just the best life possible, even with vision.